What's going on, guys? My name is Alka, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my first ever VOD review on this channel. If you want your VOD to be reviewed by me for absolutely free, just join my Discord server, links below. And with that out of the way, let's just get straight into the video. So the first thing I want to say is this person sent me 3 POVs of him and his 2 teammates playing ranked so that I could kind of review not only their gameplay but how they communicate as a team. And that's solely what I'm going to be focusing on moving forward in this VOD review. So obviously, as you can see, the bottom right player, Jeff, has his first round 1 video corrupted. So getting into round 2, then you'll be able to see that POV. But I'm going to zoom in and out of POVs depending on what you want to see, so you're not stuck looking at 3 videos like this. And that's pretty much it. Let's just get straight into the VOD review. So first of all, we're on Stadium Bravo. We're banning Jackal. They're on attack right now. They're banning Thatcher. Already reporting the enemy team. These guys are using R6 tracker.
We probably should have done something like Osa.
I don't hate Thatcher on Stadium.
That's a good point. They don't need Thatcher on Stadium. You don't need Thatcher on Stadium, period, or as a ban, really. Like, because of EMP grenades, you don't really need to ever ban Thatcher, especially for this map. There's not a lot of walls that need to be open except for the Armory bomb site. So that guy was right. An Osa ban would have been great, especially because a lot of people play Osa to attack the objective in Armory.
Okay. You pressure that, and then when they bunker behind half wall, I'll give Jeff the call for the.
I'm just gonna wait. We need like some
we're
sort
not
of
getting the
noise
wall?
cue. I think we should get the wall.
Yeah, you should get the wall.
Whoever Heart Breach you like the best. Cool.
You want me on Heartbreak?
Blackbeard is a little weird.
Unless, if you
I'm
want
not
me to
gonna lie.
update. If you don't want to do updates, I can.
I would like you to get those names.
I mean, I guess it's okay because he has EMP grenades, but you could do the same thing with Osa or with anybody else. I'm not sure if I heard you correctly, but it sounded like when I was talking earlier that you said you were going to go Blackbeard on the sandwich rappel. So already, like, I can tell you have some sort of game sense to know that, like, getting on the sandwich rappel is a great idea because it cuts off anybody on the bomb or in sandwich or behind the half wall from being able to rotate out without you being able to shoot them, right? So once your teammates open the wall and you're on sandwich rappel, you pretty much have Armory locked down. So you at least have the game sense to know that and know how to control players based off of like sightlines, which is really, really good. And by the way, for anybody watching that isn't the person that I'm VOD reviewing, obviously, this guy is on PC and he is gold. So I'm trying to coach him into plat. Like I said, join my Discord server if you want me to view your video, and let's continue.
Sounds like a Goyo and a Cade.
I like the drone spot here. Utilizing the bulletproof glass to be able to get a free cutoff drone is amazing. Very smart. Your thermite drone is not really doing anything. I guess he's saving it, which is also fine. He's pinging a rook. Very good. He's using it for kind of just basic info and saving it because he's a hard breacher, which is actually really good. If you're a hard breacher, you need to be saving your drones so you can drone in your entry frag players and or setting up cutoff cameras like he just did there. So, not bad so far. I like that y'all are coming in with a plan, though, especially in a map that most people don't know. The one edge that you can get on people when you're on a map that people don't know is by stratting like this. So, good on you. You're actually, like, utilizing your teammates properly.
Oh, they shot my drone outside. Oh, they ran out and shot.
One thing I will say is equipping Blackbeard's shield makes him a lot slower, so you could have done it once you were already on the rappel ready to go. Just a little tip there. So while you're waiting, you could be doing other things like staying on cams, like watching that cutoff cam that you made, right? Because he can get ran out on, so can you. So there's no point to ever standing still like this. Always be doing something, whether it's being on cams or whatnot.
Do you have a ping on it?
I mean, you literally have a cam set up for him where he's going in, so it would have been smart for you to do that. Now that you're peeking in this barricade and you're looking directly at the barricade, there's no reason why you shouldn't be breaking it open right now. Your ADS did nothing. Your ADS at a barricade. I don't know when they released an operator that could walk through barricades, but I guess that's a thing. Yeah, you should be destroying the barricade right now. They already know you're there. You've shot it open. It's no secret. Just shoot it open.
Not sure. He put the shield behind me. I love it.
So right now they're looking for somebody to ping the Cade. So you, as the person who's not doing much except for holding a cutoff, should have been the one to drone it, or your thermite with a drone right there should have realistically been the one to do it. But either way, like, you kind of aren't doing anything. If you're gonna be on this rappel, immediately just hold angles and apply pressure. Otherwise, you're not doing anything. What you're doing now, right? It took you really long, but you're doing it right now.
You're really watching this. Okay.
That should have been a kill.
I'm gonna try to go for the EMP.
That should have been a kill too. There we go. What are these players? You got one. You got two. Okay, so you get
How
impacted.
did you die?
I need to watch the
Oh, you
replay.
just died. Yeah, I literally have no.
He killed his teammate.
Okay.
What the fuck? We're starting off golden today, boys. Okay, so that Rook tried to run at you, you kill him, and no, you don't kill him. He got impacted by his teammate, which subsequently thereafter, she impacted you. That was weird. That was very weird. What you could have done differently, you get that first kill, she breaks your shield, you put on another shield, and then you continue holding the angle, or you rotate. I think rotating would have been a smarter move, especially because they know exactly where you are and they have a zombie barricade set up. What I personally would have done if I was you in that situation is your teammates just opened the wall, right? So you got that first kill. I would stay there until they've droned armory, like behind the half wall, behind the bomb, in sandwich. Once they know that all that's clear, there's no reason for you to be sitting there anymore, right? You're not holding any cutoffs because there's no players to cut off. So once they've droned that and they've cleared it, then you get off and you go somewhere else to help. You are a fragger, and they have an Osa shield and many more players and utility on the breach. So you could go backside and join yourself in, right? Or you could use that cutoff camera to go up the main stairs and apply pressure that way. But once you get a kill, a great habit to do is start moving around, unless you were in the situation that you were just in, where you kind of need to hold a cutoff until it's been droned. But that would have been my tip there.
Rook ran at me with the impact. I was shooting Rook, but a zombie was in the back. A zombie's on one ping coming up the stairs.
I like that you immediately stopped your story to give that call out. That was really good. Something you have to understand is when you die, don't tell your story of how you died until the round is ended, because you could be giving call outs just like that, you know what I mean?
Half wall dead.
And you don't know if your teammate's in a gunfight and they need to hear. They killed the person half wall. Thermite should be planting. He's doing it. Amazing. Osa's covering. You should have smoked yourself off, honestly, and Osa shouldn't be in. She should be behind her shield covering you that way. Like, Osa just put herself in a shitty position for no reason. You don't need to get the wall here. Good thinking. You don't really need it. It's a pretty big risk. But I could see why you did it. Your teammates have a drone on the staircase watching that door, so you don't need to be watching that. You could be preserving your life or watching a more useful angle.
No impacts.
No impacts. You know that. You hear him defusing. That is zombie barricade by her was super smart. You still got the kill though. What I would have done, because you have comms with each other, you might as well do this. I'm gonna sling the zombie barricade, try to get the kill. I need you to be ready to refrag me. You didn't really need to communicate that because the thermite kind of had that unspoken riz and just did it anyways. But you know, just trying to utilize your teammates more often to make subtle plays like that. Instead of just utilizing your teammates to make pushes, utilize your teammates to set up kills, to set up plants, to set up smoke, stuff like that.
So I was
That's
sitting
all I'm
on
pretty
the
much
window,
noticing.
Right?
Maybe this time, what if you guys did like a Buck and Nomad combo, because they open that hatch and you can negate the shenanigans.
I like that. That's a good idea. Also, Noah, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you're on 16:9 for your aspect ratio. Don't be on 16:9 for your aspect ratio. Something you have to understand is stretched res gives you a huge advantage with this game because of the way that perspective works. That's an entire video in and of itself. I would, because of your playstyle, as I can tell so far, you're kind of a frag/flex player. I would put your sense on 4-3. That's what every fragger player in Pro League and in Champion, they all play 4-3 because it makes the 1.5 scope look like an ACOG and it makes the one-time scope look like a 1.5. So that's just a tip from me. When I was a fragger on a comp team, that's what I used to run. Now I'm on 5-4, which is just a support player version of that. You could have totally stuck your camera in the vent, by the way. I saw you look up when you realized you could do it. You can. It's a good cutoff camera. Preserving your drone, I like that.
Open box.
You are going below, so Okay, that's a good cam. I was going to say you should have your camera watching below or something, if you're going to buck below.
I'll ping where they have.
It would be cool to see your Nomad's POV. I think it's going to load here in a second, though.
No.
No. Maybe. I don't know.
One
some
still
sort
box
of
wall.
Staircase in here?
Y'all look like you're a bit lost under the map.
You're still playing aggressive there also. I can't really smoke and go for the wall since it's Warden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. This is cool, having somebody to refrag you, right? But your entire strat is to go buck below. If you had a fragger to go in to bait her life, you could get away with not droning yourself. But y'all just going in, 0 drones, un-ADS'd, crouch walking through the building, not the move. Especially on this map when there's tons of long alleyways and windows and nobody really knows all of the common corners to sit in. You have to be droning yourself right now. You have a minute 48 left in the round. It may not seem like it, but that's a lot of time. That is a lot of time. So definitely be droning yourself right
I'm
now.
going to play below eventually. I was meaning 2 Capcan traps near Mastered side.
The air jabs are cool.
We're really kind of dependent on y'all.
Okay, we get it.
No reason to give him attitude. Bro was just telling you how it
If I try to
is.
go for a wall, I can just try to hold the door.
I will. They're gonna hold below real quick and disrupt them.
Okay.
They're shrinking it. Y'all get below.
Nice, huge.
Is that bandit?
And you got the bandit off the wall. Cool. So, you know, utilizing drones and callouts to get that kill was huge. That's a bonus of playing with people.
Half wall? Is everybody on half wall?
No, I'm.
Also, can you hold? I'm gonna drone real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why you're flashing there.
Morgan sandwich. Push it up.
Good, good, good. So there's a few things we can break down from that round. One thing, obviously, drone yourself in. I talked about that. Two, utilizing your teammates more. If you have one person just going in like your Buck did, you're the support player. You're the person that is needed the most because you can watch flanks, so you should be droning your teammate in. You shouldn't have two people trying to refrag off of each other unless you're fraggers and your utility doesn't matter. But as a Nomad, your utility matters, and as a Buck, that's kind of, you know, the crutch of this entire strategy. Your utility matters a lot, so you can't die. You can't afford that death. You going below his Buck was awesome. I will say one thing with Buck is the same thing with Sledge. You want to make a bunch of holes really, really quickly across the entire floor before you start peeking and trying to get kills off of your holes. It's a lot easier said than done with people like Sledge, where you can just bonk, move, bonk. But with Buck, you have to shoot and then move, and then shoot a few times and then move, which is a little bit slower, so it's hard to be able to just shoot, move around, and you were getting shot at while you were doing it. So the urge to just have your shotgun out and keep just spamming it and killing the people is, you know, it can be the right move in certain situations. Like doing it on the bandit was fine, but doing it on the person half wall was not fine because they have a gun up. The bandit had his charge up, right? So that was a perfect scenario. But playing it a little bit more reserved and trying to get the entire floor open and then peeking your holes so they don't know which holes you're going to peek is the best way to play Sledge and Buck for that matter.
I'm the Canadian of this deck.
So y'all watch Pro League. That's cool. I will say that's probably the one thing that like got me from being a really shitty player to like a little above average just watching Pro League. I mean, look at how powerful this drone spot is on Cole's screen. So you've already established early on where the objective is. You establish early on what you're going to do. That camera's getting free info. It's amazing. Good shit, Cole.
I'm gonna switch to Sledge, right?
Check out this drone.
He's trying to shoot your drone.
They broke open spawn peeking. We're in spawn peeking penthouse door.
Good fucking call. That's why you drone in prep phase.
This I don't know what this door is called. What word's on this door? Red things.
Obviously, map knowledge would be cool. By the way, you said you didn't know the name of the door when the name of the door is literally on the top of the door. It says Hall of Fame in big letters. Fucking idiot. He's with the AK. I'm liking the confidence with it.
He's holding this door still.
He literally did call that out and ping it, and you still got caught off guard.
I see.
I didn't re-drone it until Cole asked me to.
Oh, we're good to get up.
Because of Peeker's advantage, there's no reason to be holding the door. He's just gonna shit on you if you do that. So either wide swing and have the balls to take the gunfight, or drone it and reconfirm that he's there and then pre-fire him.
Maybe we should go.
That's just gunfights 101. See, you're swinging it. That's good.
I'm ready.
So is your teammate.
Yeah, let's go.
And because you swung it, you had a better reaction time because of Peeker's advantage, and you got a few hits on him.
Ow. Something shot me from the other side.
Your teammate right now, Jeff, is doing nothing to help you at all.
Can I?
Holding the cross is cool, but if he knows exactly where he is, which is hard left of the door, he could be nading right now by banking it off the right side of the door or something.
What if I do
He could be
this?
pre-firing, he could be droning for you, anything, but he's just holding an angle. You've already left as well, so he's still holding that same angle, bit weird.
We're dead.
Gets the kill go. Good shit, good shit, good shit. Now I would be re-droning. Let's see if y'all have the brain to re-drone.
Droning.
Droning. Okay, good shit, good shit. So as he's droning right now, you holding this angle is bad. Holding angles in general is terrible because of Peeker's advantage, right? I've talked about this many times, but he's droning the right. You should just be droning the left. If you're not going to do anything, if you're just going to hold an angle, you might as well drone with your teammate and save the extra time.
Let's go to work, boys.
Gridlock's already above, holding the flanks. I like it. Should be a Nomad, but you can get away with it.
Can we get off stream to the wall?
I lost my drone.
Y'all are clearing the player out. That's good. Maybe a bit more coordination would be cool. You have a super shorty you could use. Using it, awesome.
He's still over here.
Teammate's still fusing above while y'all are clearing him out. Not too bad.
Jesus gotta go to site. 34
There's
seconds.
a guy right here. Where'd he go?
30 seconds though. Yeah, y'all took way too long in the room clear.
Oh, he's not gone. He's in there.
You're right.
This is why you drone, right? If you would have drone there, that would not have happened.
Where?
He was on the bed, kind of.
This guy doesn't have a headset, still wins. It's okay. And then you
I
shot
shouldn't
him.
have used that word. What I wanted to express was that we needed to get going.
Okay, y'all can cuss. It's okay. Okay, so a few things I want to break down from that round. Y'all made a lot of mistakes. First of all, being it took way too long in the room clear. Like I said, you can take your time to drone, but don't take your time pre-firing a guy. He's not going to peek you. He's on defense. As an attacker, you have to go to him to be able to progress in the round. He knew that, so he just kept wasting time, right? As a roamer on defense, that's your job, is just wasting time. He did it perfectly. Because you didn't aggress at all with your teammate, and Cole, you just held an angle the whole time, right? You didn't really get far, right? And even when you were droning and doing your job, your teammate wasn't droning with you. So, like, y'all both need to be doing it at the same time for using two players to roam clear someone to be effective. Does that make sense? You can't just be doing one or the other. Otherwise, it's the same thing as just one person roam clearing him. Y'all could have also set up a pinch if you didn't want to be, like, the same person on the same door. You could have been, like, one person on that door, the other person rotates to this window, and you pinch him, right? So, there were better ways to go about that, for sure. Gridlock came into the building to help y'all out way too late. I wasn't really watching his POV though, so I don't really know why he did that. That's just something that I noticed. One thing that's like lingering for me right now is the aim. The aim on all three of you, from what I've seen so far, is pretty bad. Like, it's not good. Especially for being PC golds. I feel like a lot of golds have better aim than that. I thought y'all were on console for a second when I was first watching the video. Like, I did not think y'all were PC players. So, like, obviously aim is a huge part as to why most people can't rank up past, like, plat. But unless you're, like, peaking plat and your aim is still dog shit, don't focus on your aim as the #1 thing on why you can't rank up. A lot of people use that as an excuse to not better their game sense. Y'all's game sense is lacking too, right? It's not just your aim, but your aim is huge part of it, as we could see by the Blackbeard clip in round 1. So,
And I wanted
not trying to
you
sound too
just
harsh.
leave.
I'm just joking around, but
I was about to
there's shit you can
convert,
improve on
like,
for sure.
shot-
I'm liking the teamwork though. You're utilizing your teammates pretty well. Y'all watch Pro League, so I would assume y'all know how to communicate at least semi-decent. You're on defense now. Let's see how it works. Let's see how it works.
So for this one, if we're gonna want to keep the wall closed, we're gonna need somebody playing below customs maybe area or something. To...
Factual.
Yeah, and I don't have.
Factual. I wish I could see who's talking. Like if someone had Discord overlay that had their names labeled.
Can you reinforce that wall from over there?
Opening the hatch, okay. If you don't have a player below, there's no reason to open the hatch. Also, I personally wouldn't have put head holes there, Alibi, because unless you have a shield behind it or you're playing it, they just get like a free angle through both sides. So either, you know, put head holes where you did Alibi on that wall and then put your shield behind it and play off of it, preferably with your clones, or like have a warden player there to like prevent the really common Glasmonty smoke plant for that objective. Same thing with border. Or what you could do is just reinforce the wall, and then you have denial with Cade's Nitro, or if you play smoke, you have smokes, and you're able to deny the plant that way. Because that site specifically is 2 windows instead of on border it being a door and a window, so just something to keep in mind. Cade tricking would also not be a bad idea here. It's going to be a little harder to do from half wall if that's where you're playing from. Doing it like on the wall would be the best option, and then having somebody play your feet holes so they don't just run up on you would be great.
One's going up the stairs. Sledge and Twitch on me. They're going up the stairs. Yeah, this is gonna be a battle down here.
That's a cool little pixel peek though. You're leaning the wrong way, which is making me a little mad. Instead of using the Azami barrier for cover, use the wall on the left for cover, because it's straight. This is curved, which exposes more of your body, even if it's just by a few pixels. That can be, you know, what kills you or what not kills you. Lean this way, especially if you're looking at the right side of the door. You need to be leaning on the left. Wall got opened. Bound to happen. You were holding below, so they couldn't open the wall. And now they've opened the wall, right? So there's no actual reason for Alibi, Cole, you to be staying here right now. You could do it if they've opened the main door and they're pressuring that. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know if they did that. But if they did, good on you for staying there. If not, I would rotate and try to help your team. Maybe going behind the people that are attacking your Cade to be able to put pressure on them. Or if you know they're pushing from a completely opposite side of the map that your teammates aren't even worried about, try to roam there and waste time there, because right now no one's pushing you and you're being a little useless. One of your teammates on site just died as well. They have a Ying, you know that. And they've opened wall, which means they're probably going to go for a smoke plant, which means they're probably about to all flood site, so you being downstairs is pretty useless. Again, I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if anybody's on you. 3v5 though, I would head back to site now. If you're ever down 2 players, always head back to site. And they have a Ying, and they have the wall open. Like, common game sense, like 101 here. You don't even need to have a big brain to do this. You just gotta have fucking common sense. They're about to plant the bomb, bro. Like, get back to site. Blinded.
I switch.
Got one. Good shit.
Inside, one's in.
But see, 1v4 and you're offside still. You got a kill. Good shit. You hear someone on the left? Oh, that was behind you.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's get a mute this time.
Yeah, so we know the issues. You were offside for too long.
Shot or stuff.
Y'all didn't keep the wall closed long enough. Honestly, like, if you had someone below, I don't know why you would run Cade. I would run Bandit and Bandit trick the wall if you had someone playing below you, right? Like, there was no reason to run Cade over Bandit there. Cade, I made a tier list about, like, all the operators very recently. Bandit is the best wall denial person right now. I know Cade has a smaller gadget, it's harder to get, but if you Bandit trick, you can get around all of Thatcher's devices and EMP grenades without a sweat. The only thing is, the door next to you makes you vulnerable, so you could have a Jaeger, you know, like putting ADSs next to you, and then he could play that shield, and then Alibi be below you, so that they can't, like, go below your Bandit trick, right? Stuff like that. Y'all don't really have a lot of time to think about stuff like that, but the more you play, and the more game sense you have, the quicker you'll be able to make those operator selecting decisions. I don't see why y'all were stressing such an importance on playing mute. Like, that was somehow the reason y'all lost the round. It wasn't. Warden's great. You saw they brought a Ying. Good game sense. Still brings a shield. Again, not a good Cade position. You put it there last time, so if they know where it is last time and you put it in the same place, they're just going to get it again. Honestly, you only need one wall to be closed by Cade, so putting both of your Cade claws there, like one on each wall, would keep it probably closed. Or you could Cade trick. It doesn't seem like you have anybody playing below, though, so Cade tricking would be difficult. I would, again, just put a Cade on the right and the left side. On default cams at the beginning of the round, huge, especially because people don't know where the default cams are yet. You can get a lot of info. You call out where they're pushing.
They shot the
Yeah.
And you can tell by the default cams that were destroyed where they're pushing from.
And I have disruptors somehow.
Warden is on methamphetamine. What are you doing? I don't know if y'all are tracking in game, by the way. I'm not, like, looking to see if you are.
One ping.
Yeah, you are. Okay, never mind. Never mind what I said. Sorry.
Going downstairs.
Y'all gotta learn callouts, because saying one ping is not enough. You knew there was a guy there. I don't.
believe he pushed.
You can't believe he pushed. He was at the top of the staircase, dummy. You knew he was there. You just made a dumb decision. Even Nitro, so I would just play passive here. You can use that to deny the plant. Brother. This is what I'm saying by mechanics, guys. What the fuck are we doing here? This is PC! And it was staying still and you couldn't hit it. What the fuck? Yeah. You should have had your SMG-11 out there. What I would have done is actually had my shotgun out and then just quick peeked, and then I see, okay, he's that far away, pull out SMG-11, pre-fire. Also, your roamers didn't really hold their space enough. Something that I think your Capcan, which is a random, I'm not like roasting any of y'all, the Capcan on your team, he was running around trying to get kills, which is a common mindset. You're not supposed to do that as a roamer. As a roamer, you're supposed to waste time. If that Capcan would have sat in the corner where they had droned him and like wasted way more time instead of going and trying to peek that guy that he ended up killing, or peeking the guy that ended up killing him, he would have made it way easier for y'all on site to be able to rotate through objectives and be able to hold what you needed to hold, but he didn't. So there was a bit of a roamer diff, honestly, but there was stuff y'all could have done better too. Kitchen's also not the best site. I would have just gone second floor again and held it differently. I know y'all just lost twice, but it's better to go the same site but completely change your setup than it is to go a new site and set it up similarly than like you just did, right? I know going the same place 3 times is not the best if you're getting shot on repeatedly, especially if you have randoms that you can't control and communicate and like reset up a strat with. So going kitchen's not a bad idea at all. But yeah, I like the Aruni pick though. Aruni's great, especially for this site. Legion's great on big maps, and this isn't a big map, but like maps like this where you don't know where they could be coming from because you don't know the map yet. I don't know the map yet either, but having that extra information is great. You could have played somebody other than Oryx just with more utility. Y'all keep getting drowned, so a Mozzie would have been fire. Y'all's roamers keep dying, so maybe somebody on site would have been cool too. Like a Frost would be great here. There's so many windows and she brings so much utility. Establishing sunrise control as an Oryx is really good. Holding upstairs on the map where the entire top floor is soft is really good as well. Maybe having a teammate help you there would have been cool. Since y'all are stacked, you might as well be duo roaming or triple roaming because you have the comms to be able to play off of each other. Playing solo when you're stacked is a waste of potential. I didn't see how the person on the bottom left died. Let me rewatch that really quick. So he saw you quick peek him. You saw him see you. So what you should have done is when you re-peeked him to shoot him, you should have been at a different level. So if you crouched and you saw him, he saw you, I would have stood up and then re-peeked. Or if you were standing up, he saw you, you saw him, I would have crouched and then re-peeked, right? So that way he can't just pre-fire you whenever you quick peek him. Triple wall's open. Okay, wall to site's open. You still have 2 roamers. I would get back to site immediately. Jeff, you should not be doing what you're doing.
In kitchen. In kitchen.
You died for it. Trying to reestablish control that attackers have is something that's really terrible as a defender. If they have control of something, let them have it unless you're flanking. You should not have been flanking there, though, because it's, what was it, fucking 2v3? One of your teammates was just down. They have the wall open. I would have just sat on site, right? Played safe. 9 times out of 10, just play it safe. Teammates down, and you get shot on.
You didn't have the docks? Or the rook thing?
So, yeah, one thing that I'm noticing, it's really cool to have teammates, right? And y'all's communication to set up strats on attack was working really well, because on attack, you're kind of forced to play together to be able to get into the building. But it fell apart on defense because y'all aren't working as a team coherently on defense. Right example, you have one person roaming by himself, another person roaming by himself, and then one person on site, right? None of you 3 are playing together at all. What I would have done if I was in a stack with people is we have 2 people upstairs playing off of each other, giving each other info, and then the next person's on site. That next person on site early round is on default cameras at the beginning of the round, giving information to your roamers. So like if I'm on cameras and I'm the anchor on site, what I would do is I would look at the default cams outside as soon as the prep phase ends, and whichever one they shoot, you know, okay, hey, they're pushing from this side of the map and this side of the map. And so you know, okay, if you're a roamer and you're sitting here and they're like, oh, okay, I'm on the south side of the map, but they're pushing the north side. That means I should immediately go rotate and play the north side so that I'm wasting time for them and I'm not giving them free map control. Same thing for east and west, or just in general, if you know they're pushing from one side, as a roamer, immediately go there. If it's been like a good 20 to 30 seconds, I would just stay where you are. It's safer that way. Also, y'all are not rotating whenever you're getting kills. So if you get a kill, they know where you are because you shot your gun, you got a kill on their teammate, you've probably been called out. And because you're not leaving whenever you get a kill, they're just pre-firing you and getting easy kills on you. It's what happened to the Blackbeard. It's what happened to the Oryx, right? There's stuff that y'all can be doing as teammates to be helping each other out more. But also soloistically, all 3 of you have got to get your aim up, dude. It's ridiculous. I've played with silvers and have better aim than y'all. I'm not trying to like be on y'all's head or anything, but like I just want to be dead ass honest with y'all. Y'all need to hit the aim laps. Y'all need to hit the aim laps. But that's definitely probably the least of y'all's issues, to be honest, so I wouldn't try to hyper focus on that. Another thing that I could say, and probably my final point, is utilizing drones and cameras properly. Like I said, utilizing cameras at the beginning of the round, utilizing drones to be able to set up pinches on players, communicating very little things, like communicating each kill you're about to get into. So like instead of being like, hey, I'm droning, or hey, I'm getting the wall open, or hey, I need someone to help me get the wall open, be like, hey, I'm gonna smoke this off and hold this angle, I want you to plant, I'm gonna bait you. Or like, hey, there's a player right here, I'm gonna hold the angle, can you go to this window and help me and we can pinch this kid? Like really, really specific stuff. If you have a stack, which most players don't, you need to be abusing it as much as you can. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. In terms of how y'all are as golds, y'all are pretty well off, honestly. Aside from like the aim, y'all have good game sense. Obviously some stuff could be tweaked, but like general, like where to push, what to hold, what operators to bring, what operators to ban, y'all have that game sense. It's pretty good. I would just say on the individual part of like, what should I be doing? How should I be positioning myself? How should I be leaning? Where should I be in the exact moment? Individual game sense y'all need to work on. And it's as easy as going in and 1v1ing each other, or like watching people like Spoit, and instead of just watching them like gun go burr, right, you actually sit and study, why did he lean like that, or why is he sitting in the specific place that he's sitting in, or why did he shoot that drone, why is he on his drone right now, why did he move after he shot something, why is he pre-firing this, right? Actually sit and break everything down. I know I can tell y'all did that with Pro League because you know who Canadian is, first of all, and that y'all have good general like round-to-round flow game sense, but y'all need to be doing that with actual fraggers to be able to learn how to individually take gunfights and play off of each other. But that's pretty much it for the entire video. The 3 people that I just coached, comment down below if you like the way of coaching. I did roast y'all a little bit. That's just who I am. We have fun over on this channel. I hope I wasn't too much of a hard ass. If you want me to coach you and you're not one of the 3 players I just coached, again, it's free. Join my Discord server down below. All you have to do is select your rank, fill out a Google form, and I will literally coach you on my YouTube channel for free in a week's time. With that out of the way, if you like the channel and you want to get better at the game Rainbow Six Siege, sub the channel down below. Like the video if you liked it. My name's Alka, and I will see y'all in the next video. Later.